In this video, I'm going to be doing a rant on what, in my opinion, is one of the worst and most pointless days of the year. That being Valentine's Day. I cannot stand Valentine's Day. It's basically a day for glorifying relationships. And if you're not in a relationship, it'll make you feel bad. It'll make you feel like crap. And they shove relationships down your throat. I mean, some could argue you could also celebrate by loving your family, but it's mostly for relationships. You send each other greeting cards. You go on dates. You go to restaurants with your significant other. And not to mention, it's a day for couples just to have their day to celebrate them being in a relationship. And it really sucks if you're not in a relationship. Now I'm going to go over the main history of Valentine's Day. I have an article pulled up right here. Valentine's Day was pretty much created in honor of some Christian priests that were named Valentine or Saint Valentine. And there were a few Valentine related Christian priests, such as the Valentine of Rome, the Valentine of Temi, and also many others. But the ones that are honored on February 14th are those two. It's mainly a Christian day just to honor the people who got people married. And one of the St. Valentine priests got executed or had to go to jail because it was illegal to practice what he did. And basically some of the priests tried to force people to embrace religion, to embrace Christianity, and they didn't really like that. So all I gotta say is, why are we celebrating a criminal from back then? I know back then it was probably ridiculous, to have someone be arrested or executed just for doing marriages, just for being a priest in a church that helps couples get married. But to be fair, this was over 1,000 years ago. The modern Valentine's Day doesn't even celebrate that. It's mostly just a commercialized day. It's basically for the home marketing companies to sell cards and for companies to sell candy and chocolates. And pretty much some themes related to love. It's also an excuse for certain people to, cook and bake, treats. Such as cakes, cookies, and many other things. And not to mention, if you're in a relationship yourself and have a girlfriend, or if you're a girl and you have a boyfriend, depending on the person, you might have to spend a lot of money to take a person on a date, just to go to a restaurant, or do something with your significant other. Now, I don't mind spending money if I have a girlfriend, but it costs way too much money. That's the problem. It costs way too much money to spend on a date with a significant other. Even if I had a girlfriend, I still wouldn't like Valentine's Day for that specific reason alone. Especially since your significant other would like to shove it down your throat. Now, I know not all women are like this, but it's even sad to myself because I didn't even like it when I had to go to school. And they would celebrate it by letting you have ice cream or candy and other shit on Valentine's Day. And not to mention, they make you have to send a card to someone else in school. And it would make me feel bad if I had to do that because I didn't have a girlfriend. It's like they tried to make you be in a relationship. And they tried to make you feel bad because you weren't in a relationship. You had to send a card to somebody. And then the card would go, "Oh, will you be my Valentine?" And shit. It's just pretty sad, especially if you're in high school, you've seen all the couples, and you're not in a relationship yourself, it makes you feel bad. Not to mention, why have a day to celebrate love and to celebrate marriage and to celebrate being in a relationship? A day to celebrate love is completely unnecessary, especially if it's to commemorate the legacy of someone that died over 1,000 years ago. A day to celebrate love, we could do that every day, not just on February 14th. So that just makes no sense. And I'm sure if the if the Valentine priests were around today, I'm sure they would not like what Valentine's Day has become. Basically becoming a commercialized holiday, just like the person who founded Mother's Day, where she didn't like how Mother's Day became a commercialized day for cards and such like that. That's basically what Valentine's Day is like. Mother's Day ended up being the same thing as Valentine's Day. But this isn't about Mother's Day, this is about Valentine's Day. I would argue it's basically what happened with Valentine's Day is the same thing. It's just a commercialized day for, you know, the hallmarking companies such as Hallmark, you know, companies that sell engagement rings like K Jewelers, as well as other companies that sell, you know, just jewelry, cards, candy, you know, many other things like that. And honestly, I just wish Valentine's Day was never really a thing to begin with, because, again, why are we celebrating somebody who just, you know, wanted to get Christian marriages legalized? You know, what's the point of having a day to celebrate marriage anyway? Especially when it comes to relationships. And like I said earlier, I know some could say, well, you don't have to be in a relationship. You can celebrate loving your family and your friends and people you like. It's like, we can do that every day. Not just February 14th. We can do that every day of the year. Now, honestly, if you somehow like Valentine's Day, that's perfectly fine. I'm cool with your opinion as long as you don't shove it down people's throats. And one more thing I have to say about Valentine's Day, it's not even a real holiday. Just like St. Patrick's Day, Halloween, it's like, they're not really actual holidays in a way that you celebrate them at home and you have a day off. You don't have a day off on Valentine's Day unless it's a snow day and you don't have to do online class or anything else, and it was actually a snow day where you don't have to go to school. Or if the day falls on a weekend, then you don't have to go to school. But for the most part, you have to work and go to school on Valentine's Day. And Valentine's Day is not even a real holiday if you have to celebrate it while you're at work and you don't have any time to yourself. And it's not a holiday in the sense of like Thanksgiving, Independence Day, or the 4th of July, or even Christmas, for example. Because most people are off on holidays. Most people are off and they get to spend time with their family and such. Valentine's Day is not one of those days. It's just, the modern Valentine's Day is just nothing but a commercialized holiday. It was founded in the 3rd century, pretty much, in honor of the priests who wanted Christian marriages to be more of a thing. And a lot of the stuff they did back then was illegal. And basically some of the priests, you know, they tried to help others. There was one time we tried to help relationships and family and such like that. But to be fair, other than that, I don't understand why we're celebrating something that's over 1,000 years old. It makes no sense. Especially since a lot of the stuff is pretty much embraced, like marriages, love, relationships. Again, that could happen any single day of the year, every other day, not just February 14th. I know if I have a girlfriend and I'm in a relationship, I would show love to my girlfriend or my significant other. I would show love to her every day, not just February 14th. I would go out on dates and give my girlfriend gifts on any day of the week. And speaking of that, I've said earlier how it would cost a lot of money to go on dates, to go to a restaurant and eat out. Well, you also have to give them gifts like either chocolates, a card, or plenty of other things. And that also costs a lot of money too. Like I said, I don't mind spending money on my girlfriend, but I just don't want to spend too much money. And that's another reason why Valentine's Day sucks. You gotta spend a lot of money on your relationship, and it's just pretty bad for you because you don't want to spend too much money. You don't want to end up going broke because of that. So yeah, I think that's pretty much my rant on Valentine's Day. I don't know why they have to celebrate at school, especially since, having parties where you can, eat ice cream and candy. You could do that any day. You can do that any other day, and like loving other people and, feeling attraction to people. That happens anytime. There is no need for a day to celebrate that. It's not, like I said, February 14th, Valentine's Day is not even a real holiday. Because, again, you don't celebrate at home with your family. You still got to go to work or school. Places don't close on Valentine's Day either. Like, businesses are still open on Valentine's Day, so it's not even a real holiday anyway. So, yeah. I think that's pretty much all I have to say for my rant on Valentine's Day. Just tell me your thoughts about it, and if you like that day, that's perfectly fine. Like, I'm fine if you like that day, if you have a good experience on it, that's perfectly fine. But as someone like me who doesn't have a girlfriend and such, it makes me feel bad. Especially since I'm alone, I'm single, I have nobody to be with. And I'm a real nice guy. Like, I would like to have a girlfriend and such, but I don't have a significant other, and that just makes Valentine's Day a whole lot worse. Like, when you don't have a relationship, it makes you feel like shit. Like, especially since loving your family members, it's just not really the same thing as how they market this day to begin with. So Valentine's Day, for the most part, especially if it's a day just to promote marriage and religion and such, or the original purpose of the day, it's just pointless. So yeah. That's about all for my rant. Thank you for watching. This has been Brick, and I'm out.